Hello fellow Total Warriors, I am Zardar and welcome to another online battle from Warhammer 2. So this time we're playing as the Dark Elves and we're up against the Dawi. So in this battle we chose to go for a front line of just 4 Bleak Swords being backed by 2 Harganeth Executioners along with Kron Helebron on foot over here with just the Gaze of Cain Witch Brew, the Heroic Killing Blow and the Cursed Blade for some Mortis Engine effect damage. For our mates, we have a Sorcerers of Shadow with Occam's Mind Razor and the Withering. And the Occam's Mind Razor obviously is meant for just the Harganeth, just being able to fight anything like Iron Breakers and stuff like that, in case he went really heavy on those. And the Withering, if you just AoE cast it, if you overcast it, it becomes an AoE. So that minus 30 armor along with the leadership is quite cool. I just want to test it out. I don't think these spells are actually quite optimal. In the back we got 2 units of Harpies. I always prefer Harpies of instead of Dark Riders because they're flyers. They can just jump straight to Thunderers and stuff like that, so it's really easy. And a lot easier I wanted to say, sorry. Anyway, so on the flanks we got 2 units of Cold One Chariots, and on the other side we got also 2 units of Cold One Chariots. So yeah, I was quite harsh on this build on Chariots. It's been that I haven't played lately too much with Chariot play, and I wanted it to test it out against the Dwarfs. And in my defense, I could have deployed like over here in the woods and just marched up all the way to here, just have the cover of the trees against these Organ Gun and Goblober, but I thought to myself, okay, I got 4 Chariots, let's at least give him something to shoot at, so he actually kills something. Like, had I hidden my Harganeth and just sent them from the flanks, I think it should have been like a little bit of a, what's the word, abusive, yeah, I guess, yeah, whatever. Anyway, for my opponent's army and in my defense, he went for 3 runesmiths along with a rune lord and with 3 runes of master of Wrath and Ruin, which is, if you know, excluded from any tournament rules, because it's a little bit OP having all these 3 rune charges. So yeah, quite a cheeky play from both of us. So, for my opponents, we got some miners over here, some, yep, we got the Norglim's Iron Breakers in the front line. We also got some miners from this side, 2 runesmiths, a rune lord with Rune of Wrath and Ruin, along with Rune of Negation and Rune of Oath and Steel. So a lot of runes in this play. We got 2 units of Thunderers, just with armor piercing, probably to counter any Harganeth or any Chariots or Dragon, stuff like that. We got 2 units of Dwarf Warriors in the flanks, and we got the Organ Gun along with the Rock Lobber being backed by 2 Slayers. So this is pretty much it. Let me just fast forward a little bit, because it's gonna be a long march for me. As I said, I wanted to be on the open field. I didn't want to hide my Harganeth because the Chariot play is gonna be a little bit abusive. So over here I'm gonna just time my attack. I'm gonna get the Chariots both on both flanks at the same time, with the Harpies dropping on the Thunderers in order to shut down any of his foul play. Unfortunately, the Organ Gun and the Rock Lobber are gonna have to wait because I just don't have enough resources. The Bounce of Power, as soon as I go in, and the Harganeth, as you can see here, just getting struck by Master Wrath of Master Rune of Wrath and Ruin rune. And yeah, they are pretty much obliterated by now, like 0.5% health, and they haven't even gotten into the fight, and these guys are almost completely gone. The Chariots are just gonna be cycle charging. I'm just gonna be pulling them out, pulling them in, just trying to avoid the Slayers, and since now the Slayers have gone in the front lines, the cannons are gonna be able, I'm gonna be able to get to the cannons easily. So over here this Thunderer just manages to escape. He was probably trying to position himself in order to get some good volleys into my Chariots, but I'm not gonna allow that. I'm just gonna chase them. I don't know why they stuck in here, but and I don't know why this guy died. Oh, probably he got shot. So yeah, so let me turn this off. As you can see over here, the Bounce of Power is massively in my favor. Not massively, but you get what I mean, because the Harganeth are off. Like, 1 unit of 27 men over here, the other guys are just wavering and they're down to 14 men, which is not cool. The Krone Hellebron is fighting over here against the Norglim's Ironbreakers, just dropping the Withering, trying to do some damage, but the Chariots are gonna be coming to the rescue, just causing damage. And overall it's just gonna be a heavy chariot play, just going from place to place, just getting as many cycle charges as we can get. We're even gonna attack the Slayers. Who cares? They were not braced. I just came in from behind, I just went right through them, and I'm just gonna give the attack to go for something else. So over here the Thunders are gonna come back, but the few remaining RPs that I got here are just gonna be sent over to just harass them, shut them down for a little bit. One cannon has been shut down because the Slayers have gone into the front line to fight off some Bleak Swords, if you can believe it, and they're actually holding quite nicely for all this time. So another Chariot is gonna be coming straight for these guys, which is a huge blob, and the Dwarfs have a really big high mass, and yeah, they're gonna be stuck for a little bit, but there comes to the rescue the other guys. They're just gonna get a few good hits, and then immediately they're gonna pull out. Some Harganeth have come back along with the backup of the Bleak Swords, and back here Krone Hellebron along with the Sorcerer is gonna get into the back line and start giving the business to the Rune Lord. Yeah, it's a one-way fight, as you can see. Krone Hellebron absolutely destroys this Rune Lord. The Goblobber has been shut down. Some of the Cold One Chariots are going into ramparts, but yeah, we kinda not care too much about that because they're not close to Slayers. It would be bad if these guys had that outcome. So over here the Chariots are gonna see the Norglim's Ironbreakers free, and they're just gonna keep rolling in. Now look at that, like my Chariots just getting stuck between one another. Like that's something you ever don't wanna be happening. So the Rune Lord is gonna be going down. I think we killed him. Yep, the Rune Smith is overextending a little bit over there. He's gonna be coming back. The other Chariot is just staying on top of the Thunders, just keep cycle charging them, and the Balance of Power as soon as the Lord goes down, and the Chariots are just gonna be ripping apart any Dwarven front line. Is gonna turn the tide of the Balance of Power in my favor. So a huge pocket of Dwarfs is coming over here. They get the Runesmith as a backup. My remaining Bleak Swords have broken, but it's okay. And yeah, this is gonna be a quite mean blob on top of these layers. My Chariots are not gonna have an easy time, and they're actually on ramparts right now because I dropped the Gaze of Cain. They're gonna get an attack right through them, and they're gonna do some damage. But I think I'm gonna lose two models. Yeah, these guys are down to 2 Chariots. I lost 1 model each in these guys, but that's okay. I'm just waiting for them to go out of ramparts, and I'm just gonna get the 3rd Chariot in there, just trying to do some work. And as soon as I finish off the Runesmith over here with Krone Hellebron and the Sorcerers, we're just gonna be coming back. Now he dropped the he dropped that rune over there to increase his armor, but yeah, I just we had Occam's Mind Razor over here, just increasing Hellebron's armor weapon damage just to 675. Okay, that's good. That's really good. How much of it is armor piercing? 330. Yeah, that's really mean. So the Chariots that were on ramparts, they're just gonna be coming back, and I mean, they're gonna go out of ramparts and they're gonna be ready to roll in. So yeah, like he doesn't have anything to counter me that heavily. Like, yeah, he's got the Slayers, but I'm just gonna roll with the Chariots through them, as you can see over here, and I'm just never gonna stop. Like, I'm just gonna give the order to go to the next target. Yes, of course they're gonna be stuck for a little bit, but as long as you just keep spamming them to get out of there, they're just gonna be able to do just well. And the huge strike from Krone Hellebron over here, as you can see, she completely destroyed the Runesmith who had the Withering on top of him, reducing his armor to 90. Although Krone Hellebron has armor piercing damage overall, so she didn't really need that, but that anti-infantry bonus over here is really doing some business. Like, every strike from Krone Hellebron has actually landed. Like 90% chance every strike hit its target and not just you know, blocked or anything like that. So yeah, some Slayers are just gonna be remaining over here, and what I'm gonna be doing, well, I'm just gonna keep cycle charging with the Chariots, just going in and out. And yeah, I've said it quite multiple times, like if you can keep your Chariots moving, like always, like just keep spamming attacks, like from one side of the battle to the other. Just keep cycle charging them. Make sure you stay away from Slayers and stuff like that, and you're gonna be fine. Like, the Dwarves, unfortunately, don't have anything to support against that foul play, which is why it's a little bit of abusive, but well, you gotta do everything to win. And as I said, in my defense he had 3 runes, which well, if he played a little bit differently, at least he could have destroyed at least one of the chariots. So Kron Hellebrand, I really like her. I think she's like the best optimal, the optimal choice against the dwarves, always because of that anti-infantry on foot, and she can just destroy any enemy dwarven lord, give or take, not everyone, you know what I mean. Sorcerer of Shadow with the Withering and Mind Razor skill over there really did some work, although I don't think it's optimal. I could have gone for something else. Big Swords just held quite long enough. I was really quite happy about these guys, especially on the left flank. They hold on till eternity. Now the Harganeth Executioners, as I said, I could have taken them on the flanks to protect them, but I felt like, okay, it's not needed, just screw this, just go in balls deep, let's have some fun. And the Chariots, well, nothing to be said about them. As long as I said, keep them alive and just keep cycle charging, they're just gonna be an unstoppable force. The dwarves, like, except the Slayers, which, well, try to avoid them. They don't have anything to pretty much stand against that, unless, you know, they spam the runes. The Harpies did amazingly well, just shutting down the Thunderers at the same time with the Chariots coming in, and also the rest of the force. And for my opponent, I really like his build, but yeah, it's just it just didn't succeed in the end of the day. The organ gun was probably meant for any Hydra or something like that. That's really good against the dwarfs because of, you know, terror and stuff like that, or even a dragon, but yeah, in the end it didn't pay off. But actually 87 kills, and most of them, let's not forget, it was Harganeth, so give or take it did some damage. And the Goblober as well. It was both of these guys were aiming since the beginning after the Harganeth, and that's really expensive kills they get here. For the rest of the army, good stuff, and even 100 kills for the Norglim's Ironbreakers, which was probably just cheap bleak swords, which I'm totally fine by it, but even these guys weren't able to brace against the onslaught of the chariots. And actually these guys, 3 Severons, probably they were the ones that doing the most of the damage on the Norglim's Ironbreakers. I just can't tell which one was who, because all of the time it was the chariots just going all over the map, just keep cycle charging and stuff like that. I just couldn't keep track which one was who. So I really hope you enjoyed, guys. Feel free to leave a like or a comment, feel free to subscribe and hit that notification button, and I'm gonna be seeing you next time. Bye bye.